Michael Blue here of the Blue Law Group. I am an attorney, a certified public accountant. I am board certified by the State Bar in Taxation, and I hold law degrees from Northwestern University School of Law, where I received my Juris Doctorate, and I received an LL.M in Tax, a Master's of Law in Taxation from New York University School of Law. Today I'm going to be talking about the CARES Act. And primarily, I'm going to be talking about one of the programs of the CARES Act, and I will actually have a different video where I'm talking about the other program. So first and foremost, let me just quickly discuss the CARES Act. It was passed very recently by Congress in order to try to stem the tide of the coronavirus and all the problems and the impacts it has on the economy. And so Congress went into an emergency session, passed this act, and has made available a substantial amount of funds in the neighborhood of $2 trillion. And so just to avoid confusion, I've had some clients ask because they've been really confused over really all of what's going on. And so let me just start off by saying that there is a standard SBA loan. There are actually a few out there, but there's one standard SBA loan called the 7A loan. And it's located in Title 15 of the United States Code under Section 636. And there's 35 paragraphs under 636A, and your 7A loan is in that 636A, in those first 35 paragraphs. And those 35 paragraphs have a lot of different stuff, but the 7A loan is in 636A, and what's happened now is the CARES Act has created a paragraph 36 under section 636, and that's the the Paycheck Protection Program. And so it's its own program. It's created by the CARES Act. It's in addition to your normal 7A loan, your regular SBA loan, which is in that same area of the law. But this paragraph 36 is what houses the new Paycheck Protection Program. There's also an emergency injury disaster relief loan program called the EIDL. The acronym is the EIDL. That has also been created by CARES. And so really you have sort of three programs now floating around, three main programs. You have your 7A program, you have your Paycheck Protection Program, and you have your EIDL program. Okay, and they and they're out there floating. So some of my clients have actually believe they were applying for an EIDL loan, and they didn't realize what it was, and then they were confused. Was it the Paycheck Protection Program? Was it the standard SBA program? And so let me just clear that up again, just right off the gate, by letting you know there's these two new programs, and you shouldn't confuse it with your regular SBA program. And if you're going online, these SBA programs are kind of kicking up, as well as these new programs, the EIDL and the Paycheck Protection Program. And so some people are actually filing believing it's either the EIDL or the Paycheck Protection Program. And really what it is they're actually applying for the standard SBA program. So just be aware that you have your standard SBA program, and now you have your two additional programs. So I'm going to speak about the EIDL in this video, and then I'm going to speak about the Paycheck Protection Program in a second follow-up video. So right now, right out of the gate, you got to know that the eligible entities for the EIDL, this Emergency Injury Disaster Relief Loan Program, they are basically businesses with under 500 employees, and they're expanded to include nonprofits as well, which is a novel area under the SBA. So that's your primary activation, what's going to qualify you if you're a business under 500 employees, and that pretty much qualifies 95+% of the businesses out in the nation. And so first and foremost, understand that these monies are available you're going to request a loan. You want to look at what your expenses are, and then you're going to want to basically file for this loan. There are a slew of relaxed standards. And so, for one, there's a waiver of a personal guarantee, which is something that you see in loans at $200,000 in that area. There's going to be often requirements of personal guarantee by the SBA. Those are being relaxed. Additionally, the SBA is given the power and the authority to approve this EIDL loan on credit qualification alone, but they also are permitted to utilize any other alternative methods that they believe are qualifiers. And so that's an important aspect to be wary of. The uses of this loan have some breadth and broadness. You can use it for paid sick leave. You can use it for payroll expenses. You could use it for materials that have risen in costs recently. You can use it for debts that you have. And when I say you, I mean the business. Debts that the business has that they have not been able to be paid because of the drop in revenues due to the issues surrounding the coronavirus. And so that is the sum and substance. You're going to want to go to the SBA.gov website. Early on, the first few hours, there was a requirement that you download these documents, print them, fill them out, print them out, scan them, and transmit them to the SBA online. They have now automated that process, so you're able to go to the SBA.gov. There should be a button on there about that says emergency disaster relief or disaster relief. You're going to want to click that button. It's a prominent button, a very large button. And so you're going to want to click that, and it'll walk you through. The automation will walk you through. You just click, fill in buttons, type in information. And so you're going to want to get that ASAP. April 3rd, 2020 is when it appears this thing is kicking off, and applications are now going to be processed and accepted. They're accepted beforehand, but they're going to be processed. So you want to get into that as soon as possible. And one last aspect that I think is important to understand when it comes to this loan program is that part of that loan program can be actually converted, in essence, to a grant. And that is $10,000 worth. In the CARES Act, there is an advance of $10,000 when you're at the SBA.gov and the automation is walking you through this application process. I believe it's in the last page, the last area of the application where it asks, do you want an advance of $10,000 or something to that extent, words to that effect. And you're going to want to click yes and then transmit your application. That is the emergency advance grant portion of the EIDL. And if you are rejected for the loan, you will not need to pay that amount back. And so that is a huge, huge benefit under the EIDL. Technically, under the CARES, there was language that indicated that the SBA needed to advance that money within 3 days of receipt of the application. I do not know if in practice that is going to occur, but nevertheless, there is language in the CARES Act that says that. It should be fast-tracked, however long it takes. But you're going to want to step in line and ask for that amount of money. And primarily because this may be money that is not available for later applications. And actually one last thing that you should know. The maximum amount of money that can be borrowed on the EIDL is $2 million. So that is your maximum amount. So with that, my name is Michael Blue, again, of the Blue Law Group, board certified specialist in taxation, business attorney, and certified public accountant. Please feel free to go to our website at bluelawgroup.com and peruse there. And if you have any questions, feel free to give us a call. And with that, have an excellent balance to your day.